I think we're live. Let's see. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
If not, we'll move it to Instagram. Probably easier.
Okay, I think we're live again. Finally, looks like it's just terribly slow here. Yeah.
Oof.
Bear with us, guys. It's first time doing our first live stream here. This is bad. Okay.
Let's move to Instagram.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Maybe? No. Still.
Is it pausing for you, Ron, on your side over there, or is it the video coming in fine?
Do you want me to type it? Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Here, click on the bottom there.
Mm.
Oops. There. You keep freezing? Yeah. Let me see if I can fix that. This is the problem. You know how this goes. You bring the audio rate a little bit down.
Okay. Maybe now?
Yeah, we're not even moving.
No.
Kill it.
Yeah. Let's go to Instagram.
Let's see. Let me go back to the page of our live stream. See if let's see what's going on. If it did a new one.
Yeah,
Refresh this. See what happens.
no.
Okay. I think we got it.
Did we?
Okay, at least it hasn't frozen over here. So can you guys hear us good? Can you guys see us good? Are we not freezing up all the time? Before we go ahead and start.
Let's do.
Okay. Looks like we're getting okay.
It's very delayed.
Yeah, it's very delayed. Okay, hi Andrea. Hello. Can you guys see us fine? Are we not pausing? Okay, so far so good. Okay, great. Okay.
Hi everyone. We had terrible technical difficulties.
Yes, it's first time us doing stuff like this, so apologize for that. Okay. Congratulations on your first. Thank you. Thank you, JK.
Thank you.
Okay. So okay, great. So looks like finally after a couple of minutes we got this thing going. So first of all, just want to say thanks for joining in, and second, our comments are our own. This has nothing to do with we don't represent Disney in no way, shape, or form. My Instagram, we run our Instagram account. We don't get paid for anything. We don't promote anything that we're paid for or whatever. None of that stuff. So this is all our own personal opinions. So I just want to put that out there before we start. Okay, so I don't know.
Hi, Ruthie.
Okay. Oh, Ruthie, hi. And so yeah, we just wanted to go ahead and do something here on YouTube to answer some questions to see if you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about. Fortunately, we have visited all the theme parks. So if you
Well,
guys got
he
yeah,
has
I
been-
visit. Yeah, well, yeah, you
Yeah,
visited
he's-
all. You've done SeaWorld, Universal, and Disney.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So if you
Yes,
guys got questions of any of the parks or any of the security measures, feel free to ask.
yeah. It's been so far. It's been good. He's visited a little bit more times than me, but it's been good. And the measure securities and everything. The last park we visited was on Sunday. It was SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
But if you don't live in Florida, you don't know this, but July is like the worst month to go out. It's so hot. We
Yeah.
hardly lasted 2 hours because by the time I got like entering the park, I was already dripping in sweat.
Yeah,
because
it's horrible.
July is a terrible month. It's so hot and so uncomfortable and so obnoxious. So I just don't like to go out in that time because it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So if you don't live in Florida, it's July is like the worst possible month to come.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but
Yeah.
it's been interesting. It's been good. SeaWorld was not that wasn't full, wasn't empty, but it was really good. We actually liked it. Hi, Thrills and Magic.
Yeah, that's Andres. Hey, Andres, how
God,
you doing, man? I heard you're coming down, so yeah, we do need to hang out. You know, just maybe do another video together. We definitely got to do it. That's awesome. That's cool.
yeah,
So yeah, the last one we went was SeaWorld. We it was like she said, it was okay.
yeah.
We saw a couple of things that that was like,
Yeah, the mask, they weren't enforcing the mask. We had a gentleman who absolutely lost it on this poor woman, who simply was trying to do her job, and he screamed at her bloody murder, and we felt so bad for her.
yeah,
But her manager took care of her, and they were taking care of her, so it was fine. But it never ceases to amaze me, and he was like so belligerent and so rude.
yeah, just
But
screaming
so a couple of people wouldn't wear the mask, and they just buy a drink and just carry it around, so they don't have to, like, you know. So it's kind of it's good. It's just
yeah.
has his little things. Yeah. Universal was really good. The employees are on the top when they see somebody without a mask or underneath the nose. They just like pulled your mask up and stuff. So they've been really good, and then Disney too.
Yeah, I think on all three of them we saw people doing it. For example, in the Universal, I think there were some people with some green shirts. If you've been to any of Disney parks, you know that they got the music, the spiel going on all the time. Um, it's the same playing thing over and over that they do in all four parks. And in SeaWorld, they actually had people with some paddles, and they were like telling people to separate. So all three of them were doing the best they can do. I guess that's the best way to
Yeah,
say it.
they were doing their
Yeah.
best. So it was really good.
So how are you guys handling up there? How's the situation up there? I know Ron, you said it's like that up there also.
It's equally as hot. It's impossible in Florida.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
temperatures is like 98, and then it's a feel of 106. It's like you're melting the second you go out. So we hardly ever go out.
Have you seen a ride stop because somebody wasn't wearing a mask? I saw that on this. No, we have not seen it yet.
No, we
No.
haven't seen it. I mean, he's gone to the parks more than I have, because mainly we've been blocked out, and then I haven't gone out at all. So he's been a little bit more, but so far I've never seen that. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
and what I did see and people did post was, for example, if on the ride and they take a photo and you don't have the mask on, you'll get a lock on the photo. Like for example, if you're on a Slinky Dog Dash and you don't have the mask on, and when you get to the part at the end where Wheezy is singing, they take your photo, then you won't get the photo. Although I don't know if even the photo for us, none of the photos have ever shown up, and I think there's just no way to pair it to match it with the Magic Band because
Yeah,
there's no fast passes.
yeah.
You don't scan your Magic Band when you get into the ride,
Yeah,
so
we did notice that. That's something very interesting. There is no fast passes, and I have to say the line moves so much faster
yeah,
when there's no fast pass. We were in the Pirates. We went to Pirates, and the line was literally outside. And we went in because there was enough distance, and they were doing good. But the line moved so fast; it
yeah,
was consistently going and going and going. So we were really surprised. And one thing that I did, I mentioned it on the Instagram. That you need to pay attention a lot to the floor. You cannot go into the ride like people used to go and just stand there and just play on their phone. You can't, because the markers are on the floor and they're very specific. Like you need to stand right there, and the cast member will tell you, no, 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 back out, back out, back out, and they make people separate. So you have to be aware of where you're doing and what you're doing.
yeah. And Ruthie, thanks a lot for the comments. Yes, it's always a pleasure to share the photos with you guys. I feel a little bad because I haven't been able to post many night shots, but the reason for that is obviously the park hours just don't provide for it. The only one that I've able to take some night shots was Epcot, which I've shared a couple of Spaceship Earth, but all the other ones, they close during the day, so I feel pretty bad that I'm posting day shots. But as long as you guys like them, I'm glad to share, and I'm glad that I'm providing this fix for you guys. So it's always good to see the comments. We share. I tell Gilda all the time about the comments that you guys post, and we really appreciate all of them. Just the fact that you guys are writing something means the world to us.
Ron is
So,
asking, and how did we feel to finally get out and be
Ah.
locked up for so long? Oh my God, it was so weird.
yes.
I think one of the first few times that we went out was Disney Springs, and it was to the, oh my God,
Was it the nachos?
no.
No,
Oh yes, it was the nachos.
I think it was the nachos.
Somebody posted that they had Dole Whip nachos, and me being the queen of dessert, I had to go and try it. So we got our nachos, we sat on a table, and it was like I felt like I was in a third dimension because I kept on like going around like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, we're finally
because
out.
it's so weird. And the same thing happens when we went to Wolfgang Puck. We sat on a table, and she brought our drinks, and I was like completely enthralled by the whole place because it's been so long. Like,
Yeah.
at this point you ask yourself, what am I going to do tomorrow? Should I go to the living room? I mean, I stay in the bed. Like, where do I go?
Yeah. So it's been, yeah, it's been fun.
It's good. It's good to get out.
Okay, let's see what else.
Is there any ride that doesn't feel the same now?
Yes.
He would know.
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion. Yeah, definitely, Andres. The Haunted Mansion. I was sad. It was one of the few rides that I did because probably if you saw on the clips, I didn't do many of the rides because while I do go to the parks to take the photos, I try to keep away from the rides because I try not to touch stuff because I try to keep as safe as possible. But yes, when you walk into the Haunted Mansion, the stretching room is now part of the queue. They have a velvet rope right in when you walk into the first room, which is where the fireplace is. And the stretching room, it's not stretched, it's actually placed down, and it's somewhat, I don't want to say lit. And when you walk into, when you're getting to the dune buggy, instead of that part where it usually gets really tight, they now have it where it's one line all the way, and then there's a right turn, and right there you get on the dune buggy. So there's not that part where you all squeeze in together. That's not there. And but besides that, once you're on the ride, it felt the same. You
It's
could
the
look,
entrance that
yeah, it's
kills
the
it.
entrance. You can look back and you can see easily 2-3 dune buggies empty. So they were good at that. They were really
Yeah.
good at keeping the spaces.
I didn't go
yeah.
into that one.
Yeah.
Mine was like going into small world, or small world.
Yes.
But yeah, we didn't get in that. The line was a little long, and I didn't feel like going there. But yeah, some of the rides, I guess, they feel kind of weird
Yeah.
without it, and some of them are closed.
Yeah.
Some of them are completely closed down, so you can't go in. The line, it's really interesting how the lines form outside because you see, we passed by Fill Magic, and the line was completely outside. When we passed back, like not even 5 minutes later, they were all inside.
Yeah.
Because the line moves constantly. It's just that
And the spacing makes
it's
it look
space,
longer.
The spacing makes it look insanely long when
Yeah.
it's actually not.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting, and I like it. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, about the somebody's asking about the photos that I've captured before and after. Yes, I have a ton of photos before, and I got some photos of Main Street that now it would just scare us. There's so many people in it. That's actually a pretty good thing. I could probably post that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be a cool thing because I got a ton of them the week before it closed. I went over there and we took a bunch of photos and everything because we were like, okay, well, let's load up on photos before everything closed. So yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
One ride that I wish it was open, it would be the oh my God, the one that is closed. Tomorrowland.
Oh, the People Mover.
The People Mover.
People Mover,
I love
yeah.
the People Mover. So yeah, it's not open. It's not gonna be open for a while.
Yeah, it's
but
October 31st, they said.
I know. Yeah. So it's I'm like, I wish it was open because I love riding that around.
Yeah, and then another question that nobody's asked it, but I'll go ahead and put it out there also for the mask. Actually, we have cloth mask, but somebody posted, I think it was actually Lotso at Disneyland. If you're watching this, hi Lotso, to use the N95 mask better than using the cloth ones, and it is true. It does.
Yeah, it is true. We didn't think it was. It's actually, it does feel better when you're in the park because the park is so hot.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievably hot. And so I did find that it helped me a lot. So I got to admit, thanks for the tip. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and,
Um,
and eventually all the parks thankfully have like a relaxation zone where you can actually take it off. Magic Kingdom only has one spot that is air conditioning, so it's your
Excuse me.
judgment if you want to stay in a closed area, if you can, if you want to. Um, Epcot had Oscar House,
Akashus,
Akachus. See,
the
wrong all the time.
Norway restaurant.
Yeah, that's actually the relaxation area in Epcot that has AC, and yeah,
That
so
was something interesting. When we went to Epcot, the line for the Anna and Elsa ride was completely outside, and I mean passing
yeah,
the restaurant. But it was all because of the distancing.
yeah.
Like they're really like and that's another thing that doesn't feel the same. The World Showcase without the international students.
Yeah,
It is
agreed.
not the same. Like I love my fellow cast members and they're lovely and some of my coworkers are working there, so it was nice to see them, but sorry, I miss the international people.
Yeah,
They're kind of you guys are kind of cool and miss you.
yeah, yeah. They
So
had,
that's kind of like weird to see. So yeah, and you don't get to see where they're from and all that cool stuff, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same, sadly.
yeah.
Boo COVID.
What do you think about the show?
Character cavalcade.
Yes,
He's seen him. I
yes.
haven't.
I love them. I love them, and the reason for that is that they come out so often. To be honest, they're really cool. Um, Everybody's been asking about Elsa. Elsa doesn't show up in Magic Kingdom.
No.
She only shows up at Epcot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think they're really cool. To be honest with you, they really did a really good job with those because they come out multiple times during the day, and even in deep into the afternoons. For example, I was at Epcot and some of the cavalcades. I was sad that after 5 they stopped doing them. So. Um, I only saw Anna and Elsa, which is the clip that I provided, but I wasn't able to see the one with all the princesses on them. So if you're going to Epcot, make sure, and if you want to see that, you got to do it before 5. So be aware of that. In the case of Magic Kingdom, they did do it pretty much out into the afternoon, like 4. I think there was even Gaston coming down the street and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if it's written in stone, but I know Gaston was only on Fridays and Saturdays because I was there a couple Sundays, and I wasn't able to catch him until afterwards. So, but I do know Merida was coming out. But again, that's all subject to change as Disney is. So,
Yeah.
but they're great, to be honest with you. The music is great. The one, there's that float which is the Move It and Shake It, which we've
Yes.
seen many times.
Yes.
It comes out with 2 sets of people. You know the
Yeah, and they
goofy.
do like they go around and they dance and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. He enjoyed it a lot. I
Yeah.
have not seen them, so I don't know. But Luis said that he loved it.
Yeah,
It
and it's
was
great for photos and
it's great for pictures. It's more frequent, so you don't have that cluster of people because you only have it once a day. So that's something they should really consider because honestly, I we all kind of like it. Everybody I know kind of like that one.
yeah, and
So,
and people weren't clumping up and everything like the parade. Like it's usually when it's the 3 o'clock parade, people start lining up beforehand.
yeah,
In this case, even though it was, I guess it was a certain time, but it wasn't really always at the same time. So they'd come out, and you literally walk up to the side of the street. There wasn't anybody around you, and you see the cavalcade come down, the princesses come down, and it was awesome. It was really good. I really say that it was nice, and you get a chance to see all the princesses in one shot, literally. So, and
yeah,
then after, and then
which is not very often.
yeah, exactly. And then sometimes when they had the Move It Shake It parade coming out, they would have the characters on the top of the train station. The train station is closed. I think I put a clip of that of the princesses and stuff like that. So those are coming out all the time, which is great. And it's amazing because they actually have them keeping distancing as well. On that float, the glass one, the float that never dies. On the float that never dies, you can see they're always separated. They're not never they never come close to each other. They're always on their little corner, which is cool. It's something that you don't notice until you're like, well, she isn't going to move. She's not moving. No, she stays in her spot, and they all stay on their own little corner.
Luis has a love-hate relationship with that float. The
It's
one with
existed
the,
forever. Yeah.
it's existed for a long time, but
Yeah.
Luis always mentions that.
Yeah, if you guys got any other questions you guys wanna ask, feel free. If it could be anything related, camera, some any of the videos that we've done before, the food places we visited, feel free. Now's the time to ask.
Which one was the one that we posted recently? Today?
Wolfgang Puck.
Wolfgang Park.
Wolfgang
You
Puck,
guys
yes.
gotta watch the Wolfgang Park. That was amazing. Oh my God, it was so good. Dessert, guys. Dessert goes first.
Okay.
No, but save it for the last because it's really good. The Spanish one.
Okay.
Oh, it's the one. It's the big one. Luis is gonna find you a clip of it, but it's a very large one that has it's like the castle one, and it has like crystals, and usually fairy godmother is right at the top.
Yeah, let me look for it.
Yeah. It's Luis has a picture. He's gonna show you one
Yeah, let me
because
see.
he calls it the float that never dies. Because every time there's a new parade, there it is.
Yeah.
Or the one with the what's the other one that you mentioned? It never dies.
Like the little cabana thing,
The gazebo.
the gazebo.
The gazebo one. He's like that one is like it's insane because that one never dies ever.
Okay, I'm looking for the photo here for you
Yeah,
guys. So you can see
we're
it.
looking for the photos. We're gonna put you a picture of it. Oh, there it is.
This one?
Yeah, there. That one. Yeah. That's the one.
Okay, let me put it here on the right screen for you guys. But again, we're experimenting here with technology, so if this stuff looks weird or something like that, so okay, let me see if I can switch this now. Here we go.
Well, we call it the castle and the crystal one because it's the blue one with the crystals and stuff. So Luis is always saying it's the float that never dies.
There it is. There it is. That's
Good.
the float that we're talking about, which is this. It's the glass one. I'm sure you guys have seen it many times. Here's another one actually.
There it is. That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah. This is the float that never dies. There you go. Cinderella Castle. Yeah, let me see if I could find the Cinderella Castle for you guys. And yes, it is really that pink as it shows.
Yeah, I have to. Let me add this because he had already seen it, but I had not. It is as pink as it is, but honestly, it's not. I always consider. I loved our castle. I do. I love it, but I always consider it that it was a little monotone. This gives them a little bit of the pizzazz that actually needed, and I love it. It looks so cute. It looks different. It looks like I love the whole thing. I love it. It looks so cute. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. So I know it looks weird in pictures, but once you see it in person, you're like, this is cool. And I know many people say, well, that looks like Aurora Castle. No, Aurora Castle is different. This one, it's like, I like it. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, here's the photo of it, and this is unedited, so there's no colors or anything on that. That's how the photo came out. Let me click another one here. Adjust it a little bit here for you guys. So yeah, that is the color. That's the natural color. There's no retouch on this. I just brought up the brightness on it. So it is. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how to pull that up.
But what?
Oh,
Yeah, the mouse.
you have a mouse.
Yeah, use the mouse. Yeah. We're learning here, guys. Thanks for.
Thanks
Yeah.
for bearing with us.
Yeah. Even at the arrow, looks like there's a comment there. Okay.
Okay. Where is our favorite place to eat at Disney? Oh, Ron, you hit me with a hard one.
Yeah.
I have several, to be honest. Of course, because this is the most recent one, and I'm obsessed with that dessert. Wolfgang Puck,
Yes.
definitely. It's really, really good. I love the Canada Pavilion and the one in Italy, not Via Napoli, the other one. Folks, they have a lasagna that it's to die for.
And I'm gonna see if I
I
can
think
find
it's
it.
like $25 the lasagna or something like that.
Mhm.
The most expensive lasagna I've ever had.
Yeah.
Honestly, but that's not food. That's a work of art. It was fantastic. We went a couple of years ago, so I don't know if they still have it. But the last time I went, woo, oh my God, it was amazing. So I love that place. The, I don't know. I don't know what else. Epcot. I love the Epcot ones, of course, because there's all the alcohol.
Yeah.
I've never.
Well, Chef de France was good also.
The Chef de France
Chef de
was
France.
good.
We've never
yeah.
done the one on top, the Monseigneur one, but the Chef de France was
we haven't
was
done that
awesome.
one. We did. We have never. We've been to Beast Castle for breakfast. Yes, for breakfast.
Yes.
We've never been for either lunch or dinner.
Yes.
So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we've never gone. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Um,
See what else we got there for you guys.
the best dessert. I have to say the last one. The it's raspberry Spanish cheesecake on Woken Puck. Oh my lord. I'm telling you, little was left for me to just go ahead and put the finger in and just lick it all the way in.
Yeah, it was good.
It was absolutely delicious. I've never had cheesecake that way. And it was so good. I mean, there's so many desserts I love in Disney, but that one was like, woo.
Yeah, I'm looking for the photo here, guys. I'm sorry that
Food
I'm not.
and wine. Ugh. It's the most of the kiosks that we went, they were not open. I
Yeah.
mean, they were open, but they were not really open. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. Like for
It
example,
was-
the Italy one was open, but it was empty.
Yeah.
It's a weird environment. It's sad because it's the 25 years for the food and wine, but at the same time, some of the ones that used to have like longer lines were like pretty empty. So it was a little sad to go.
Yeah.
You know, it is what
I
it
have
is.
to say we usually go to Food and Wine by the time it's October, and by that time we usually have reservations because it's either his birthday, my birthday, or our anniversary. So we hardly ever, believe it or not, we don't like, we're not avid Food and Wine goers, mainly because we already have a reservation. And the one time we did do this, that we ate and had a reservation, we ended up, oh my God, we couldn't move at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're so stuffed.
So it was
yeah.
a bad idea all around. So we've never done it again. Usually when we go, we have a purpose. So just for going to Food and Wine, sometimes honestly we don't go.
Yeah.
And also I'm allergic to some of the stuff. Like I can't eat very spicy food because it just destroys my stomach. So most of the stuff they do put like spicy food, and it's not worth it for me to go if I'm gonna get sick. So yeah, that's why we don't go.
Yeah, as for the distancing in the lines, all the lines had markings on the floor, all
Yes,
of them.
everything.
Just like the rides, they had the markings all over the place.
Even for you to pay merchandise, they have a line.
Yeah.
That they have little markers that say "Stand here,
Exactly.
stand here, stand here," and if you don't, the cast member will tell you very nicely, "Hi guys, a little bit backwards."
Yeah, yeah, they had markers all over the place.
Yeah.
All the parks were that like that. So, all of them, like I said, were doing their best. And some of the parks when they were empty, like for example, when we went to Harry Potter, what was that store? There was a store with the one in the dragon at the end.
The wand.
Yeah, the
store.
wand. It didn't have any people inside, so the lines were. We literally walked in, but when you were on the outside, you can see the lines, and they had cast members or team members in this case, keeping the distance of everybody. So it was great. All of them had lines all over the place. There wasn't a place that was a line that. In fact, it was funny because when I went to Disney's Animal Kingdom to Pandora, the markings on the floor extended out really far away. Like for example, for the Flight of Passage, there were markings on the floor all the way to Festival of the Lion King. That wooden bridge all had markers all the way to the end. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy, you know. So they had markers all over the place. Okay.
Photo spots that you can't access anymore, or just isn't the same as
Oh
before.
yeah, one right away. I can tell you the rose garden that was
Oh my
at
god.
Magic Kingdom, which used to be when there used to be the swan ride on the bottom,
Yeah.
and that yeah that
Yeah.
place was always so awesome. And if you guys remember where the hub is, literally to the right, when instead of going, it was like a walkway that was between the
Yes.
Tomorrowland Bridge
And the
and the
other
other
one.
bridge that goes
You
into.
would go down and they had the rose garden right there. They would it would take like amazing pictures. It was
Yes,
our favorite spot to watch
because nobody
fireworks
was there.
because nobody was there.
Yeah,
Nobody wanted to be there, but we loved that place. We were like,
yeah.
oh. But I mean, I love the hub how it is right now, but it's still like I kind
Yeah.
of miss it.
Yeah, and then another really good spot that's not available is the one for when you shoot in Pinocchio House,
Pinocchio's Village.
Pinocchio's Village on the second floor. There's a balcony that looks towards the castle
That
and
used to be a
yeah,
flower
that you
spot.
always used to be open, and you can shoot some really great photos of there of all the little tops of. I haven't been able to shoot that one in a long time because they always have it closed. So that's one that I wish I could I could do again. So
Yeah. Favorite time to take pictures. Luis likes to take pictures
at night,
at night.
yeah, definitely, it's the
Yeah.
challenge. It's the challenge at night.
He
So
likes the challenge. I don't take any pictures,
yeah,
Ron.
yeah,
I was not. Listen, we have an agreement here. I don't touch anything that is technology related. He doesn't touch my kitchen.
yeah.
And
It's,
so we've lived happily ever after because every time I touch something that is technological, trust me, I manage to mess it up. I don't know how, but I will do it. Even my iPhone, I have to do that.
yeah,
So yeah, that it's a talent I have. So I can't. The most I can do it's with my phone. That's it.
yeah.
If it's with my phone, I can do it. I have a camera that I sometimes take to work. Um, and if you guys are asking, you're probably wondering, you can't take pictures backstage. Why do you have a camera? It's for it's really funny. Okay, I bring a camera to work just in case I have a coworker that it's having anniversary or it's leaving or retiring. A couple of years ago, we had a coworker which we all adore, and we you see the person every day, so you don't imagine the day they won't be there. Um, he got cancer, and unfortunately, he passed away. And we all missed that. Like, we always remembered him, but we forgot to take pictures because we used to see him so often. So
Yeah.
now I usually carry a camera in my bag in case, like, somebody's having retirement, or just if I see them and I haven't seen them in a long time, come on over, let's take a picture. And because I can't use my phone, but
Yeah.
I like to have like a camera. And of course, I ask my manager if we can have a phone because
Yeah.
sometimes we get coworkers that are going to the good life, retiring.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Now, something that's actually really funny, and people laugh about it, but I always take photos of everybody, and there's even a hashtag that we use, no one is safe. And
Yes.
if you've hang out with me, you know that I've caught you taking photos, and I take photos. And it's funny because I like to take photos of people, and even many times the people that I hang out, I'll maybe take more photos of the people hanging out than what I'm taking of the other thing. But what's funny, and the reason that I do that, that always, 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 at the moment, people are like, "Ah, don't take a photo of me." But years will go by, and they would love that I took that photo because, oh, look at this, I remember that, you know. So, take as many photos as you can, even with a regular camera, phone, whatever,
Yeah.
because it's always great, and you always
And always make
appreciate
sure
you saw it.
and
Yeah.
always make sure you include yourself. Somebody, I saw this somewhere, and this person said, "Well, I'm never in the pictures, guy. Usually, I'm the
Yeah.
one taking the camera."
Yeah.
But you know what? Years will pass by, and you'll be glad that you did take it.
Yeah,
And you may look
yeah.
weird. You may look like
Yeah.
we women like to look good on the pictures, have no makeup or whatever. Just take the picture. Trust
Yeah.
me. In a few years, you'll be glad you did. And it's true. It's true. He takes the pictures and posts it. No one is safe, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Ah, you got
Yeah,
me."
you got me good. Yeah, and then so
Yeah, and a couple of years by, and there was one person who was a person that actually had it as their profile picture. There's somebody that had it, and they're like, it's a picture of them, and you took the picture because it was
Yeah.
said, no one is safe.
yeah, it's always fun to do. Um, thanks a lot, Ruthie. It's awesome that best picture I've taken of Spaceship Earth.
Ooh.
I think my favorite of Spaceship Earth is with the fisheye, and it was actually from the bottom of Spaceship Earth, literally where the mirror is when you're standing. You got Spaceship Earth in front, you got the mirror, with the fisheye shooting upwards because you get that whole cool curve, and if everything is right, you got everything in focus. So that's probably my favorite photo of Spaceship Earth that I like taking. And the fisheye is always great because sometimes you can even manipulate the images when they're to fisheye. You can actually stretch certain things so it doesn't have that fisheye look, but it still looks extra wide and cool. So I think that's probably my favorite from Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. Um, uh, when do you do guys do food videos or take pictures? Do you stay?
Oh,
No, we don't. We
yeah,
usually go to the parks an hour or two, and we usually go specifically for the video, for our dinner reservation or whatever.
yeah,
And then we leave.
yeah,
Um, even if we recently started branching out of Disney, obviously because like what it is. So when we go out, we just go to do that and come back. We don't stay the whole day in the
yeah,
parks anymore because honestly it's exhausting.
yeah,
And when I would normally work like my 8 hours or so, by the time I get out, I'm exhausted and I just want to put my feet up, watch some TV, relax and stuff. So we just go specifically, maybe Fridays we go, if we have a reservation, we go to that and that's it. And then we come back home. Because it's hard after you've been here for a while.
yeah,
It's hard to do a whole day together.
yeah, yeah,
It's really hard.
yeah,
We prefer just to go for 1-2 hours, do specific stuff,
yeah,
and then leave
yeah.
because it's so much easier.
Okay,
Um,
backup. Yes, Ruthie, you're asking about the backup of the files. What I do is I buy an external hard drive. You can get hard drives, terabytes of hard drive space, like a physical hard drive, like a SATA hard drive, and then I have like an external. Actually, just pass it. I'll show right there that the thing on the bottom. Yeah, that.
this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me see. Yeah, just unplug it. If it's plugged in, unplug it.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
trying.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So this, for example, then here, what I'll do is I'll put the hard drive inside. This is what an external hard drive which connects to a USB 3, because you can get 10 terabyte drive for 200 bucks, and you pay it one time. So what I'll do, I'll put the drive in here, and I'll back up the files during the night or something. Right now, I'm not using this because the computer that I have actually has an additional space for an additional hard drive. So every day, like at 4 a.m. in the morning, it automatically backs up what I have on one hard drive to another physical hard drive, and that's it. And knock on wood, we haven't had any failure.
Yeah.
We usually run out of space first, and then what I do is that we swap the hard drives for a bigger one, copy the files back, and that's it. But I don't tend to put stuff on the cloud, to be honest with you, because first it's slow, and second, when I say slow, is because when we're talking about the images, I use RAW format. And if you know what RAW format is, it's when you take a photo of your DSLR, it'll be the same size as the megapixels. So for example, every photo I take is 25 megabytes, unedited, because that's how I like to take the photo, because it allows you to later come in here and edit it in the best possible way. So I basically use a hard drive and I run a script to copy it every night, and it's, you can get free software that does that. But for a quick fix, if you don't want to open up your machine, just get something like this, which you basically put the hard drive in. I wish I had one here and I could show you.
I
No.
can't help you there.
Yeah, I don't have one here. But it's basically connects to a USB, and the hard drive, it doesn't even have a case. It just goes literally in here and plugs into the chassis here, and this is what I use. And then it pops up as a drive letter on the computer, like a Z drive, and you copy from C to Z, and that's it, and off it goes. And your files are stored. And then if you want to take your hard drive and take it to somebody else's house, that way it's not on your same house in case it gets stolen, whatever. So that's what I do. And then but I do use, probably go too much into the technical here. I do go use like Google Drive to copy the photos to my phone, and then from my phone is where I upload them. So I do use like a smaller service for that. So hopefully that answered your question.
Thank you, Ron. And too bad you couldn't picture into some type of book. We've talked about doing a calendar Um, so if we do one, probably for the end of the year, we consider doing a calendar
Yeah.
for that. Because I know people have asked, so it'd be kind of cool to have it, and so they can. So because
Yeah.
so it's we get asked that all the time. Do you put
Yeah.
your pictures in that? And we're like,
Yeah.
no, we don't. We just didn't think of it.
Yeah,
But
I just and we have been tinkering with like the quality of the printing because
yeah,
of the prints. Like for example, I know Ron has one of our photos.
yeah.
So that was actually a second sample because we printed it out in somewhere else to see how it was, and we didn't like the quality, so we ended up doing it in another place, which we liked the quality,
And
which
the,
which was the one that you probably have now right now. So
yeah, we it's kind of weird because you think that all the printing is the same,
now,
and I have to say it isn't. It isn't. We were very surprised with Amazon, to be honest, and one other company that he had, which is specifically for
yeah,
coloring.
yeah, it's called Color Ink or something. Yeah,
Color ink or something. So they were like, we were impressed with it. Very
yeah.
good with.
Yeah, Ruthie, I got terabytes of photos, so I hear ya. And stuck with having pictures loaded on two computers, yeah. And yeah, so I hear ya. That's why I put this stuff to back up like at 4 a.m. in the morning. The computer's on all the time, and it basically at 4 a.m. it copies everything that's on one drive to the other. And I don't, because it takes a while. It takes a while, so
He has his mini
yeah,
like
mini setup, yeah.
set up in his
Okay.
zone, and he has like
Yes.
there's three computers here. Like, I don't know, sometimes I need to do something and one of the cats is sitting on my desk, and when I come here I say, wait, which one am I looking at?
Yeah.
Like, where is the mouse?
Where's the mouse?
Where is the mouse? It happens all the time with,
Yeah.
with him, but I guess that's what happens when you marry an
An IT guy,
an
whatever,
IT,
yeah.
you married the IT guy.
Okay.
But yes. What other things that we experience in the park?
Yeah,
Uh,
something that you mentioned about my best picture of Spaceship Earth, Mary P. Actually, I'll add in the one of the first photos that I took, like night shots, that I realized, like, wow, this is cool doing night shots, was actually in Epcot as well, and it was actually from the Italy pavilion. When you're standing, looking at that pavilion, that always that the Italy pavilion, and there's the building on the left that has all the perfumes.
yes.
I remember that was one of the first shots I did at nighttime, and it was when I
Yeah.
did like a long exposure, and I shot that, and I said, "Wow, this looks really cool." And that's when I got hooked on the whole night exposures. Now, yeah, it's cool, and the night stuff I like it better than the day because it's a challenge of you with the camera. Because during the day you can take some great shots with the phone, but there's stuff that you can do that you can't do with the phone with the DSLR, and one is you cannot interchange lenses. Um, you can always get attachments and stuff like that, but you can't do like long exposure. You can't do like photo stacking. Bunch of other little things where you play with the f stops, and there's and even though we'll not get too much into the technical stuff, but like some of the photos are a combination of three, four, five photos to get that really cool effect, and you have to take that in raw format. It's not just a regular JPEG, which is what the phones do. So it's interesting. So you know, but again, then Gilda comes
Mhm.
here and posts a photo of the castle, and it looks gets a bunch of
With
likes.
my little
With
iPhone.
yeah, and so
I
it
go
is
in,
what it is. It's the night shots is the challenge, which is what I like, and only bad part is that you have to drag around with the tripod all over the place, and that's sometimes gets works on your back and shoulders. So
Yeah, sometimes he's like, well, it hurts a little bit. Well, you're carrying about like 40 pounds of
Yeah.
equipment
yeah,
on your back, so that's probably why.
yeah,
Uh,
it's gotten to a point where you sort of got to pick and choose what lenses you're going to take and what I'm going to try to shoot, and then it always happens you get there and the photo that you wanted to take with the lens that you want, it's not in the bag. So yeah,
Yes, and he comes, I forgot this lens, I didn't pack it.
Yeah,
It's like,
so-
well, it is what it is. The good part about this is like we said before, we only go for a couple of hours, so
Yeah.
sometimes we forget something or we didn't do something, so we go back and do it. I think the only time that we didn't get to do that was when I got my Mickey and Minnie's Railroad preview.
Yeah.
It was the only day that I would be allowed to go to studios, and I had not been there.
Yeah.
So we decided on a hunch to go to Pissarizo, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But we forgot to do the introduction. Was it the introduction?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot the introduction completely. And we're like, well, now we're going to have to just wing it and do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then we ended up doing it here because we didn't, like, bloopers. We didn't
Yeah.
realize that until we got here. And Luisa was like, we never recorded an intro. And
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like,
oh, no.
okay. Whoopsie.
Yeah, which is funny because there's actually, if you go back, there's a video of how to shoot the Halloween pumpkins on Magic Kingdom Street. Half of the video is recorded last year, and then the other half is recorded 2 years back because I had everything. Well, not everything. I was missing a couple things, and I left it for the last moment. And then you know how Magic Kingdom is. November 1st, everything like changed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh snap, I'm missing all these parts and I don't got any, so I had to wait a year to be able to record the other stuff. And then finally put it together. I'm like, okay, hopefully nobody notices, but I guess I told them now. Now it's a video of 2 years.
Yeah.
Combination of 2 years.
Yeah, it's really weird, even for cast members. You come in you leave at 5, 6 p.m. or even at 9 p.m. You leave the park and you come in the morning, and all of a sudden it's Christmas. Bam!
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, jeez. So even for us, it's kind of surprising and everything is so green and so beautiful and so well put. And
Yeah.
okay.
It's crazy how they switch it over. It's
you didn't
insane.
do it now, so you gotta have to wait, son.
Oh, thanks, Mary P. Yeah, yeah. Glad that you like those photos. I've been also trying to post some of the photos inside the ride, which has been fun. It's because it's always a challenge also to get those type of shots. They're not really popular, but it's always fun to try to get the dark ride stuff. But yeah, I got a bunch of other Spaceship Earth ones coming for Sunday. So
And
yes.
Ron says you need a caddy to carry all your
Yeah.
photographer. Yeah, and it's getting to that point.
I've seen. It's funny because there's actually people who take strollers, baby strollers.
Oh yeah.
And I've hang out with them and like, okay. He
Yeah.
said, yeah, just put the bag in there inside the stroller. And I'm like, okay, but there's no kid. No, I just use it. And the people push around the stroller with everybody else's bag, and they use the stroller to
Yeah, I've seen people who pay get a stroller just to carry the bags.
just to carry the bags.
And it's
Yeah.
so funny because sometimes I'll be like, you do know, like, you can send this to the front of the park and pick it
Yeah.
up later.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, but, and I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. But you do have that service. You can
Yeah,
send it to the front of
exactly.
the park, and you don't have to carry it around. But okay, I mean, I do whatever you want me to.
Exactly.
And that's like paying for a stroller. I'll just send it to the front of the park. Like we don't, like we say, we don't stay all day, so that's why we don't normally
Yeah.
pay for like that. But I imagine it's like a convenience if you don't have to go back to, for not having back to go to the resort. But even if when we stayed, I think we send our stuff to the room.
Yeah.
Because it was so much easier.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Unless it was something that the girls wanted right away, we just send it to the room and then
Yeah.
pick it up later. And now they even offer like send it to home, so that's even
Yeah.
more comfortable
Yeah.
because it goes to your house and you don't have to like carry it around. Somebody comes in, puts it in there, and you get it out.
Yeah.
I'm all for easy.
Exactly. Okay, so we're coming up on 9. So I
Have
just
you-
want to go ahead and wrap up. I don't know if there's any other questions here.
Yes. Have you ever been in the parks when they changed the holiday? No. Well, yes. Yes, I have. Years ago in Epcot. And it was really weird because it was a night that we were particularly late. And I mean late, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I remember that we went out and they yelled at us because we passed by the stuff that was getting wet and all that stuff. And I mean, they didn't yell at us. They were like, don't pass through there.
Yeah.
It's getting wet. And I was like, oh, okay. No, don't go through there. They're putting plants. And I said, okay, where can I go? That way. Okay, so we'll go that way. And it's quite interesting how they do that. It's particularly like mesmerizing. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, you are not going to stop to watch it. You just want to
go home.
You want to go home and hit the pillow.
Yeah.
So I know how they do it, but I've never like sat through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. We love it.
Okay, so yeah, so we're coming up on 9, so we're going to probably just, stop here at 9. But again, If you're watching this on a replay and if you got any questions or comments and stuff that you want to hear
Feel
from
free
us,
to send it to us.
feel free to comment below, and we'll try to do these more often for you guys.
And if you have any suggestions of places in Florida, in like Central Florida, you like us to go, let us know. We're going to start going to those places too.
Yeah.
We have a couple that we would like to go, to give you an idea, outside of Disney. So
Yeah.
send us a message to me, Gilda Garcia on Instagram, or to Luis, and
Yeah.
let's see what we come up with. We'll
Yeah.
find out. All right.
Okay, so guys, again, thanks for joining for the. I think we had 8 people at one moment.
Oh,
Yes.
yay!
So for the 8 people who
Thank
watched,
you for the patience.
thank
too.
you for the patience on the technical difficulties, and trust me when I say this that we appreciate every comment that you guys put on all the photos. Trust me, I read them, and hopefully I reply them
all of them.
It's really humbling to hear all the comments, and just the fact that you guys are commenting on the photos means the world to us, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So okay, so without further ado, I guess we're going to go ahead and turn off this first live stream.
Yay!
Yes, and hopefully we'll do it more often. And again,
thank you, everybody.
Stay safe,
See you later.
and see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.